do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seeds as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey guys, how you going? Okay, this morning, sorry. It's a bit early. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. The time difference put me out again, the time change. We went back an hour. So, yeah, and I've been sitting here for the last half an hour thinking I just want to go live. Okay. Cat turd, we're going to start with this. Oh, by the way, everyone mentioned here is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The first time I've actually done it at the beginning of a stream, I think. And everything mentioned here is theory until proven fact. Okay, YouTube? Cat turd said, oh my God, are you still using your child as a prop? Oh, stop. US Rep Brittany Peterson said, I just finished speaking on the House floor about Speaker Johnson's recent move to kill our bipartisan push to allow new parents to vote remotely. This move is anti-woman, anti-parent and anti-family. Our country has changed and so have our workplaces, but Congress is stuck doing things the way we did them centuries ago. Oh, what a tug at your heartstrings. Oh, it's supposed to really get you to feel for her, you know, along with the baby she's holding. It doesn't even look natural. This does not look good. It looks like theatre. Okay, while Republican leadership might be out of touch on this issue, I'm deeply grateful for the outpouring of support from my colleagues on both sides of the aisle and young women and mums across the nation. Oh, Rep Luna's been champion for it as well as Sarah Jacobs and Mike Lawler. Okay. Now we know. Yep, that's a prop, guys. That is to get your heartstrings going, you know. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say hello to everyone. John Paul, how you going? Deb, how you going? Alex, how you going? Good to see ya. Deb J, how you going? Paul, how you going? Who else we got in here? Alex, Adelie, Timmy, how you going, guys? Good to see you all. I think I've got everybody, have I? So far, okay. So, yeah, this is an emotional pull. Try and tug at your heartstrings to get you feeling sorry for them. No, you can go in and vote. Everyone should go in and vote. Rep Tim Bitchute said, vote alert. My no tax dollars for terrorist bill goes to a vote at 2 p.m. today. Let's see if Congress has the guts to stop American tax dollars from being funneled to the Taliban. Yeah, let's see. Can't wait. Jim Verdi said Chris Matthews is unaware of the existence of trees in the United States. Townhall.com said Chris Matthews on MSNBC. We get so much of our lumber, our 2x4s from Canada. What are we going to do? Have more lumber made in the United States now? Mate, it literally grows on trees. It is a tree. What is our plan now? We're going to create more wood, is that it? Yeah, just plant more trees, mate. Are we going to make more wood in this country because of our trade deal? I don't think so. Yeah, I think he's forgotten how wood is actually made. Yeah, that does not make any sense, mate. And if it does to you, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for you. If you don't know where wood comes from. Okay, Benny Johnson said breaking, President Trump strips Miles Taylor's security clearance for lying and leaking and orders an investigation. Okay, and I've seen another side of this where they said, oh, they removed his security clearance because he goes against what Trump says, reporting or whatever. No, it's for lying and leaking. Thank you very much. Okay, and Wokeness said Sonny Hostin, many blacks and women will not be able to vote if we require ID. Why? Do you think blacks and women are stupid? Like, seriously. This is what the lady from The View, right? She's supposed to be a conservative, but she's not really. Is that the one that's supposed to be? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be a conservative on The View, but really she's just a lefty in disguise. Not even a good disguise, actually. She's bloody hopeless. Okay, now here we have Virginia Giuffre is not dead, apparently, allegedly. I don't know. Name cannot be blank, said praise be to the Lord, an Easter miracle has come early. Virginia Giuffre has risen. Pointing to the sky, I think she's indicating divine intervention. She's sticking her finger up. Overcoming terminal renal failure and significant other injuries in just 2 weeks. Wow. Pics from the Daily Mail Australia. If she is dead, she's looking like a pretty good zombie, put it that way. Pretty healthy zombie there. Princess Carparkle, okay, good name. Well, saw this coming a mile away. I knew Virginia Giuffre was going to go down this road. Her brother gave people an interview. This is on the 6th of April. Claiming Giuffre's husband beat her within an inch of her life, but he filed a DVRO first, so got one on her. That's not how it works. They listen to testimony and evidence and then grant or dismiss. Her credibility is in the toilet in so many ways. So, Virginia Giuffre alleges husband has physically abused her for years. I can no longer stay silent, she says. Oh, this reeks of desperation, honestly. A spokesperson for Virginia confirms that Virginia reported a J9 2025 assault in Dunsborough, Western Australia, to police who did not charge Robert for any crime. People has been unable to obtain the incident report. Robert did not respond to People's multiple calls and texts for comment. Speaking exclusively with People, I don't trust People. Is that People magazine? I don't trust them. Virginia's brother Sky Roberts and his wife Amanda, both 36, say Virginia, who lives in Australia, is making the allegations because of the severity of her injuries. Let's be clear, she never stated in the bus accident was that the... This doesn't even make any sense. Who's writing this shit? Let's be clear, she never stated in the bus accident the cause of all her other injuries, says Sky, but I do think the bus crash in some way, shape or form saved her life. It could have been a blessing in disguise. How? When she was telling everyone she only had 4 days to live. Adding that he doesn't know specifically what happened internally to her, Sky, an auto claims adjuster, says Virginia's bruising is consistent with a car crash. Really? Nobody ever said her liver issues and kidney failure were from that. We still don't know if it is. I'm not a medical professional. That's up to a doctor to determine. To the family's shock, they say Robert quickly filed a family violence restraining order against her, alleging she'd become violent with him, they say. He just put his in place first, Guy alleges. Now she's on the defence. She was being accused of breaching the restraining order by texting Robert on February 2nd in Perth. Okay? So, that's where we are with Virginia Giuffre right now. Apparently, she's praising God with the middle finger. Okie dokie. Oh, I don't know. You can tell me what you think. Oh, God. Benny Johnson said breaking. President Trump ends Obama-Biden's war on showers that reduced water pressure. Thanks to the globalists, because they did it here too. Oh, I like to take a nice long shower to take care of my beautiful hair. Way to go, Trump. Seriously, they did that in Australia too. This is the globalists' idea of cutting water down for all of us, yet they, I'm sure, have full-strength showers and full water pressure. Okay, they put something in our taps and in our showers that stop the water. I'm lucky, actually, where I am, because you know what? I have a bushfire water thing out the front of my house. So I have great water pressure. I don't know what happened, but they didn't do it to this house. Okay, anyway, that's what Trump's going to do as well. He's giving you back full pressure on your shower. Sounds good to me. Dan Scavino just posted The Art of the Deal. That's it. Okay, I did this because Brian Cates, political columnist and pundit, said, you know what's about to happen, right? They're not only going to find these illegals via the IRS and deport them. Oh, no, that's only part of the fun that's coming. They're also going to show how much of your tax dollars these people were getting in benefits. Millions of them were getting substantial payments every month. This is why the acting IRS head resigned. She's getting clear of the coming fallout. By the way, how do you think the CIA, MIC, ICS has been paying these Operation Gladio terrorist criminal gangs they imported to be part of their muscle here domestically? You think the CIA, the military intelligence conglomerate, or the international crime syndicate has been paying these gangs to run their human, sex, child, drug trafficking networks here inside the United States using their own money? Well, prepare yourself for a shock. They haven't been using their own money to pay these gangs. They've been using your money. Starting to see why the CIA, MIC, ICS is currently sticking all their renter mobs on Elon, Doge and Tesla? They need the money spigot turned back on. They don't want to have to start spending their own money for their war crime operations against the United States. They hate the idea of having to suddenly reach into their own wallets and pay the criminal gang networks they've used to infiltrate the US with their own cash. They would much rather try some desperate scheme where they force Trump, Musk, Doge into backing off and turning the USAID dollars and the SSA dollars back on that their hired muscles been getting. Not only is the money to these MS-13 TDA gangs currently being cut off, the Trump administration is currently tracking the gang networks down and quickly sending them to a max security prison in El Salvador, much to the CIA, MIC and ICS's absolute horror. Decades of careful planning and strategizing that they invested billions of mostly our money into is being flushed right down the toilet every day that Elon, Pam, Tulsi, Christy, Cash, Pete are allowed to dismantle these carefully constructed national networks. This is an existing fight for these people. They know exactly where Trump and his team are going to head once the massive national security threat of these muscle gangs have been dealt with and fully neutralized. Once you are done with the capos, you go after the dons. This is how you roll up a massive RICO network. And that's exactly what this is. Yep. Massive RICO network thing. Okay. How did I put that in there twice? There you go. I just like both of them. Howard Lutnick said Scott Bessent and I sat with President while he wrote the most extraordinary truth posts of his presidency. The world is ready to work with President Trump to fix global trade, and China's chosen the opposite direction. I don't know what's going on here. Something's changed in Twitter. Okay. Oh, good night, Shannon. Shannon's off to bed. You must be doing some shift work there, Shannon. God love you. Donald Trump said, based on the lack of respect that China has shown to the world's markets, I'm hereby raising the tariff charge to China by the United States of America to 125%, effective immediately. I don't know, can you tell I'm trying to hold back laugh? I'm smiling anyway. At some point, hopefully in the near future, China will realise the days of ripping off the USA and other countries is no longer sustainable or acceptable. Conversely, and based on the fact that more than 75 countries have called representatives of the United States, including Departments of Commerce, Treasury and the USTR, to negotiate a solution to the subjects being discussed relative to trade barriers, tariffs, currency manipulation and non-monetary tariffs, and that these countries have not, at my strong suggestion, retaliated in any way, shape or form against the United States, I have authorised a 90-day pause and a substantially lowered reciprocal tariff during this period of 10%, also effective immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So while everyone else is getting this 10%, right, China is getting 125%. Go Trump. Hit them hard, like they've done to us. And I couldn't believe this when I seen it. Keith Woods said, this week I visited LBRY, an area of Birmingham where just 6.4% of residents are white. This makes it the most non-white region in the UK and probably anywhere in Europe. This is some of the footage I recorded. City councils are struggling financially in British cities, and there's now a dispute with bin workers that's left over 17,000 tonnes of rubbish on the streets of Birmingham. LBRY has been one of the dirtiest areas of the whole city, with reports of cat-sized rats roaming the streets. I don't think I heard English spoken anywhere on the street. Multiple flags were displayed, but nothing related to Britain. I only saw a couple of white people on a 20-minute walk through Alum Road. The majority group here is Pakistani. Birmingham was once known as the workshop of the world, a city that birthed the Industrial Revolution. These kinds of racial enclaves are the norm in its inner city now. This is the reality of multiculturalism. Okay? This has to, seriously, this has to stop. Like, look, it's all these, their smartware. Smartware is all like, what do they call it? Hajibs? I don't know. You know, those things. Indian ones as well. Good luck, guys. Shit. This is horrific. This is terrible. Oh, my goodness. I'm sure some of ours are like that too, but mind you, right? Some of our suburbs closer to Sydney are like that. You can't walk down them if you're white and female. General Mike Flynn said what the Chinese, with their cohorts primarily in the Dem Party, are doing in America, along with physically attacking our citizens through drug addiction, supporting drug and human trafficking cartels, attacking us economically by manipulating markets and denying us access to minerals, and increasing their control of the high seas could be devastating to America's future. However, they're waging principally a cognitive war. The purpose of a cognitive war is to manipulate an opponent's will with an invisible hand, making the opponent feel, I cannot and I dare not, and then ultimately engender a feeling of apathy, I don't want to. They've been waging this war now for decades with great results. If the Dem Party and many in the political establishment would only wake up to the grip they have on America, we could rise even faster than real Donald Trump wants to achieve now. We need to shut down the incredible access the CCP has inside of every institution in America. Understand the nature of the war being waged in order to appropriately respond, and never underestimate the CCP. There you go. And here's a bit of a, okay, I'm going to school you on tax. Or this person's going to school us all on tax, sorry. I don't, you know. I know they introduced it as a measure and then it just became more and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? That's what government does. Mike Lee said the income tax destroyed limited government. Who'd like to destroy the income tax? Mario Norfolk said the tax that wasn't supposed to spread but did. The Revenue Act of 1913 was sold as a narrow, high-bracket tax aimed at the rich. Just 2% of households would pay. Yet within 5 years, wartime pressure turned that top rate from 7 to 77%. The original promise, low rates, limited reach. The reality, sadly, was federal lever grew quite fast. Politicians who passed it later expanded it. The exemption shrank, the complexity ballooned, and regional resentment flared. The rich Northeast bore the brunt, sparking cries of class legislation. A century later, nostalgia for that simple tax misses the point. Once created, the income tax was always designed to grow. Original intent didn't stop political convenience. Income tax is now a certainty. Amendment of the Constitution is voted by states. Delaware gets final honour. Income tax, the penalty for failure to have this return in the hands of the collector of Internal Revenue on or before March the 1st is $20 to $1,000. This was way back. Probably still stands. And Elon Musk shared the rabbit hole. In 1913, only 2% of households paid income tax. Yep. Anything the government touches just gets worse, okay? Really badly worse. And why did I bookmark my own comment? Oh, geez, I was tired when I woke up this morning. Okay. Doge said, hello, fellow aliens. So I wrote Nanu, Nanu, Shazbut. Did I do that right? Oh, my God, I'm silly. Okay. Zuby said society would be better off if there were heavier consequences for lying. Instead, it's actively incentivized in many situations. Funnily enough, I agree. If you knowingly lie, that's a really bad thing. If you don't know you're lying, well, that's more being misinformed. But yeah, I hate people who lie to me. I don't like being lied to. Oh my goodness, and I hate that I can tell too with friends. You know, close friends. I can tell. Don't lie to me. Luckily, I hang around people that mostly don't. Joey Manarino said, if you eliminate the income tax, tariffs are not a problem whatsoever. You have to understand the large vision here. Imagine an America like we had before 1913. Okay, I remember saying we're going to go back to like the 1970s. No, we're going back to 1913. Okay, it's going to be better than that actually because we have all the technology, but you're going to go back to like a natural way of living. And I believe the whole world is going to end up that way. Better than it ever was. PDB said the United States wants free trade and a level playing field. China wants to keep extorting us under a rigged system. This isn't a partisan issue. It's bipartisan. America has been getting ripped off for decades. If China dumps treasuries or tries financial sabotage, then we counter hard. Here's what we can do. 1. Ban Chinese ownership of farmland and real estate. 2. Restrict or expel Chinese students on visas, especially in tech and defence fields. 3. Delist Chinese companies from US stock exchanges. And 4. Seize or freeze Chinese assets tied to national security threats. What else? That sounds bloody good, actually. I don't know who PDB is, but you got the right idea, mate. Joshua Reed, Red Pills TV, said Trump's endgame: collapse the old order, reset the economy with America first control. Prediction: China will begin dumping US treasuries. This is more than a tariff war. This is Trump executing a strategic economic realignment designed to eliminate China's leverage, reclaim US monetary sovereignty, and reset the global economy around real assets and American power. Number 1, trap China into dumping treasuries. Trump's 125% tariffs are more than economic pressure. They're financial warfare. They cripple China's export engine, make their US bond holdings less valuable, force Beijing to retaliate the only way they can, dump treasuries. To the world, this seems like chaos, but to Trump, this is controlled demolition. 2, Fed and Treasury absorb the dumped debt. As China sells off treasuries, the Federal Reserve and the US allies step in to absorb the debt. Institutional buyers rotate back as yields rise. The US quietly reclaims control of its debt. The foreign debt weapon becomes useless. The US now owns the very chains China once held. 3, Trump triggers gold re-evaluation. Now comes the masterstroke. The US holds 261 million ounces of gold, booked at $42.22 per ounce, a 1970s valuation at today's price of $2,300 per ounce that gold is worth. 600 billion plus, not 11 billion. Trump could order the Treasury to revalue gold at current market rates or even higher, 3,000, 5,000 or more, and issue modern gold certificates backed by these reserves. The effect, instant strengthening of the Treasury's balance sheet, restoration of faith in US monetary stability, creation of a partial asset backing for the dollar without reverting to a full gold standard. This isn't a return to 1971, it's a reinvention. Interest rates fall even without Fed action. The Fed recently announced no rate hikes in 2025. Normally China dumping bonds would spike yields. But now the Fed absorbs the debt. Gold reevaluation improves US creditworthiness. Investor confidence floods back into the US bonds. Result, yields fall naturally, not by manipulation, but by restored credibility. Borrowing costs drop, the curve stabilizes, the economy breathes. 5, the dollar becomes stronger, not weaker. Instead of collapsing, the dollar strengthens. The US now controls its debt. It's backed partially by real, verifiable gold reserves. No other major fiat currency has this foundation. This new dollar becomes a reserve asset of last resort, attracting global capital and restoring US financial dominance. 6, the global economy is forced to reset. This forces a massive international rebalancing. China, bond leverage gone, currency instability rises, capital flight begins, Belt and Road slows down. BRICS and EU scramble to reprice or defend their own gold. Any attempt at BRICS currency loses steam unless asset-backed. IMF loses relevance. Global trade begins realigning around sound money principles. Commodities may start pricing in gold index dollar. The US leads the new framework, not through coercion, but through value. Final result, the America First reset. China's bond weapon is dismantled. The Fed quietly buys back control. Gold is revalued and reintroduced to stabilize debt. Interest rates fall on credibility, not coercion. The dollar strengthens, not through printing, but through truth. The global economy resets around real value, national sovereignty, and US-led monetary discipline. This is not a conspiracy, it's controlled monetary warfare, and it might just be the beginning of the end for the deep state and the globalist fiat order. And this one I wouldn't mind reading. I'm going to have to read it on Rumble. It's about autism. Okay, I don't know if you can tell I searched for autism. Okay, autism capital. Trump, if you're a Republican, when you are successful in something, you have to toot your own horn, talk about it because you're the only person that's going to. This is good advice for anyone. Modern media wants to focus on negativity for engagement. They'll only frame you negatively. You have to go direct to advertise your own successes and show your own positivity because no one else is going to. If you don't, all that will be out there, if you leave it up to others, will be negative. And he's right. Okay, autism capital. New IRS chief resigns over deal to provide ICE with illegals tax information. Just like they were saying in one of the previous threads there. Autism capital said Trump, just be cool, it's going to work out. And this person said, what a stud. Just be cool. It's going to work out, mate. Don't you worry about that. Okay? Seriously. Amuse said Ukraine. Roseanne Barr, who is of Ukrainian Jewish descent, points out that Ukraine has a significant Nazi presence and they killed members of her family. Okay? They killed her family. She's from the Ukraine and they marched my entire family, grandmothers, great-grandparents, 10 siblings out into the forest and buried them alive in the Ukraine. So I don't understand why everybody's Ukraine. Well, I do understand, and that's also what terrifies me. People better wake up and do some research on their own instead of buying what comes across on the screen. And I try to shake them up, Pierce, you're goddamn right I do. I try to shake them up and crack their mind control programming. I do it for God. There you go. Okay, I don't want to hear Piers Morgan, so there you go. Paul A. Zipula said Ukrainian military recruiters try to forcibly recruit a man to serve in Zelensky's hopeless war. Man's wife, summoned by his daughter, had other ideas. Wait for it. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, they've got music there. I can't really play that. So they're trying to grab the man. I know it's blurry. I can barely see it. But they're trying to grab a man here, right? The woman's run off, or the child's run off to get the mum. Watch what mum does. Yeah, not happening on my watch, mate. Ready for it? She's going to come out of this corner. She's going to come out of the corner, okay? Keep watching. There she comes. Yeah, not on my watch, mate. Not taking my husband. Come on, kid, back inside. I don't know whether it's real or not, but it's funny, okay? LD Basler said, how in the hell does this idiot end up president of Ukraine? Okay, cannot play the music, but how did this idiot end up president of Ukraine? Look at him. It's obviously when he was much younger, right? What the hell is this? Oh, dear God. This is the president of Ukraine now. This is Zelensky when he was younger. Okay, this is not the only thing he's done. He's done some, like, dance to all the single ladies with a crop top on and high heels and, I don't know, those stretchy pants. What do they call them? Bike pants, whatever they're called. Yeah. Funny shit. Beard vet, said Dirtbag was trying to buy rocket launchers and weapons sent from the US to Ukraine, and we're supposed to believe he's a lone wolf? Yeah, I don't think so. This is one of the guys that tried to shoot Trump. He was the one hiding in the bushes, wasn't he? At the golf course? Yep, that one. Okay, Vince Langman said if Ukraine failed to inform the United States about this, then it's an act of war. If they did and the Biden administration did nothing about it, then it's treason. Roth, fourth, the court should admit that Roth's August 2024 attempt to acquire anti-aircraft weapons as direct evidence of his assassination attempt. This month, Routh sought to purchase the devices online from an associate Routh believed to be a Ukrainian with access to military weapons. The two had discussed the July 2024 attempt to assassinate President Trump that occurred in Pennsylvania, with Routh writing, "I wish," via encrypted messaging app. Wow. Send me an RPG, rocket-propelled grenade or stinger, and I'll see what we can do. Oh, wow. Okay. Everyone should know where, Was it Ukraine or was it Biden? Sassafras said never forget they put up Chinese flags when Xi Jinping came for a visit in California. Angry Americans ripped the flags down. This is our country. China will bend the knee. I voted for America first. Okay? Okay. So hopefully, yep, that doesn't happen. I wish we'd see more of this in Australia, where they're tearing down flags that aren't Australian. We only have one flag, but yet they fly all the other ones, including Palestine. It's crazy. Kevin Dalton said, Gavin Newsom, my $20 an hour minimum wage increase of fast food workers created 10,000 jobs to help lift women of colour out of poverty. In reality, 23,100 fast food jobs have disappeared from California since Gavin's minimum wage increase. Because every time the government gets involved, things don't work, right? And especially when they try and throw money at things. These jobs used to be taken by children who just left school, okay? Their first jobs. Then it would teach them a thing or two, you know? Okay. C3 said, here's a video of General Milley admitting undermining the POTUS and committing treason with China. It's even more shocking now with the current trade war. He has to be punished. Let's have a little listen to General Milley.
Chinese thought wrongly that the United States was going to attack them. I am certain guaranteed certain, that President Trump had no intent to attack. And it was my task to make sure I communicated that. And the purpose was to de-escalate, calm things down.
You shared all that earlier, I understand.
And as part of that...
Just say, did you or did you not tell him that if we were going to attack, you would let him know?
As part of that conversation, I said, General Lee, there's not going to be a war, there's not going to be an attack between great powers. And if there was, the tensions would build up. There'd be calls going back and forth from all kinds of senior officials. I said, hell, General Lee, I'll probably give you a call, but we're not going to attack you. Trust me, we're not going to attack you. These are two great powers, and I am doing my best to transmit the president's intent, President Trump's intent, to ensure that the American people are protected from an incident that could escalate.
I understand your intent, but I think you articulating that you would tell him, you would give him a call, I think is worthy of your resignation. I just think that's against our country, that you would give our #1 adversary that information and tell him that.
There you go. He said it.
Chinese.
Kurt Labimov said Donald Trump has announced a 90-day pause on tariffs to negotiate with all countries who reached out, except the countries that retaliated against the US with tariffs. Who are these countries? Canada and China. As of right now, tariffs are in place on Canada, and both the Liberals and CPC supported this. Canada is run by idiots. Donald J. Trump said, based on the lack of respect that China has shown to the world's markets, I'm hereby rising. Yep. I just read that, didn't I? Yep. Okay. There we go. Pete Hegseth said, China did not build this canal. China does not operate this canal. And China will not weaponize this canal. Together we'll take back the Panama Canal from China's influence. Because apparently China has the most influence over the Panama Canal. That's why they're trying to take it back. And a lot of Americans died building that canal, by the way. Brendan Dilley said China's beyond screwed. And again, the same thing I just read. Don't know why I do this. Oh, my stomach's going berserk. I'm very hungry this morning. I've been up since 4 a.m. and I haven't eaten yet. Frankie said, what did Trump just do? Trump just slapped 125% tariff on Chinese goods effective immediately. Announced a 90-day pause and 10% reciprocal tariff for cooperating countries. Warned China ripping off the US is no longer acceptable. The US stock jumped. Never be a panicking. Because this is what's going on now. It's all jumped back up again. Okay, it's all in the green. Benny Johnson said, breaking President Trump says the Biden regime committed treason for willingly allowing the invasion at the border. What they did is treason and it will not be forgotten. We'll hold them accountable. We want to see accountability for this. Judge Janine Fan said Associate Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas approves impeachment of 5 lower court judges in his district. We have to start addressing the problem. Yep, he's getting those judges that are going after Trump, trying to stop him any way they can. Good on him. Matt Van Swal said breaking a court filing for a contested North Carolina Supreme Court race revealed that at least 516 voters in the 2024 election self-identified as never living in North Carolina at all. In North Carolina, overseas voters do not need to provide proof of ID to vote. Read that again. In North Carolina, overseas voters do not need to provide proof of ID to vote. Oh, and look. Oh, dear. A couple of hundred votes was the difference. How many? 516? Okay, add 516 to that. What have you got? I don't know. Oh, it's still not enough. But like they said in North Carolina, overseas voters do not need to provide proof of ID to vote. So how many people voted? At least the ones that they caught were 516. Libs of TikTok said breaking Supreme Court just blocked Clinton-appointed US Judge William Alsup's ruling, which required the Trump admin to rehire thousands of fired workers across multiple agencies. Massive win and massive loss for you. You need to go. Who's this judge? Someone needs to contact the bar. Please contact the bar as soon as possible. Okay, Grayson Davis said, if this doesn't make you drool at the mouth, I don't know what does. This was just a few hours ago, one day ago. Here you go, it's back up again. Most of it, look. Okay, I'm still in bookmarks. Yes, somehow I'm on the... somehow I've just gone on to most of it is to do with the monetary situation. Okay. Am I really in book? Did I bookmark all these? What's this? Oh, yes. No, this was from yesterday. Okay, where are we at? 40 minutes. 40 minutes. How long is this thing? Oh, that's right. No, this was number 3, wasn't it? No? Yes, it was part 3. I've got to look for part 1 and 2, guys. So at the moment, that's kind of the... Well, no, hang on. I'm going to have a look at the Gateway Pundit because I'm sure there's stuff I've missed over the last week. I am sure. Trump to revoke Chris Krebs' security clearance, orders DOJ investigation to roll in stolen... Ooh, 2020. Trump reacts to biggest market rally in 5 years as he turns the world against China, an epic tariff war. Senator John Kennedy destroys AOC with absolute brutal one-liner and reveals the GOP's plan for dealing with her. What is it? Oh, yeah, he's good. John Kennedy is, have you ever watched him? He's bloody good. I know Forbes News on YouTube has played a lot of his Congress hearings. It's very interesting. Yes, he has displayed these talents. He's got incisive wit and dry sense of humour, and he has displayed these talents as an elected official, whether by stumping unqualified Biden nominees or in interviews with reporters. Okay, what did he say? Okay, but Kennedy stole the show when Hannity decided to ask the senators about the Democrats' most vocal leaders, including far-left Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or Occasional Cortex, as Deception Bites used to call her. What do you think of the new leadership, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, and Bernie Sanders, Hannity asked. I consider Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez to be the leader of the Democrat Party, Kennedy responded. She's entitled to her opinion. I'm entitled to mine. Kennedy next dropped arguably the funniest and most brutal one-liner of the year in politics while comparing AOC to a standard household product. As I've said about her before, I think she's the reason there are directions on a shampoo bottle, he added, while the other GOP senators and Hannity laughed. Oh, she's the reason there are directions on a shampoo bottle. And directions in every electric device you buy saying do not wet, you know. Do not get wet. Okay, got a helicopter flying over. What's this? Upcoming book poised to expose FBI's hidden role in OKC bombing on 30th anniversary. Reveal prison murder cover-ups, says victim's brother. Ooh. Yeah, Adam Schiff himself is going to investigate to determine if members of the White House were involved in insider trading before Trump's tariff announcement, because he probably lost a lot of money. Okay. Shocking former CIA officer says FBI knew Routh's plan to take out Trump. Of course they did. The art of the deal, Trump pauses tariffs on countries that didn't retaliate, causing US stocks to skyrocket. New Michelle Obama, Michael, M-O-P, hang on, M-O-H, Mohap. Michelle Obama has a PP. Michelle Obama breaks her silence on divorce rumours. What, are they getting a divorce? We've heard this up and down, round and round for freaking ages. Their biggest donors have dropped them amid rumours about their marriage. Oh, they're now posting love notes on social media, but most people aren't buying it since they haven't been spotted together in public for months. It's all been a big show, guys. That's what it was. Okay. Obama allegedly had Mr. Mr. Obama, which one? Okay, Mr. Obama allegedly had an affair with what's her face? Jennifer Aniston. Exclusive non-profit assists criminally convicted illegals to stay and vote in the US. They should be held accountable. Former White House advisor Trump to release $150 trillion endowment. Oh, that's interesting. On the surface, it seems ordinary, but what if I told you it's worth $150 trillion? Yes, trillion with a T. What makes this map so special? As you'll see, it points the way to a 15-figure fortune held by the federal government. We were shown this map by former presidential advisor Jim Rickards, one of the most politically connected men in America. Rickards has spent his 50-year career in the innermost circles of the US government and banking, and he believes Trump could soon release this frozen asset to the public. He says when it happens, it could alter the course of America forever. Jim calls this stash of frozen assets our national endowment. For good reason. If you divide this figure by the number of households in America, each family would receive $1.1 billion. Wow. But something even more spectacular is bound to happen, and those who know what to expect could make a potential fortune. Very interesting. Okay. President Trump reveals the reason he decided to pause and reduce tariffs on more than 75 countries. Trump's war on Big Pharma begins. Massive tariffs will change everything. Oh, interesting. U.S. military generals and admirals continue to be cold. Well, so they should. I wonder if she's ever served on the front line at all in her life. Do you think? Does it look like it? Do you think she has? Trust Trump, not Congress. Senate rhinos fold again. Conservative must turn to Trump for real budget cuts. Breaking appeals court clears the way for President Trump to fire thousands of probationary workers. South Korea fires warning shots at Northern Korean troops crossing the demilitarized zone. Trying to start up another war, are we? Breaking federal judges temporarily block removals of alleged Venezuelan trendy Aragua gang members in Alien Enemies Act case after SCOTUS ruling. They can't. Unbelievable. Okay, apparently Trump and Netanyahu will defeat China and its Islamist axis of evil. Trump announces immediate tariff increase on China. Yep, we read that. Oh, Germany awakening. Alice Weidel's right-wing AfD party is now leading the polls ahead of incoming Chancellor Friedrich Merz, CDU. Okay. After legacy media gaslighting to cover up Joe Biden's decline, new book says George Stephanopoulos, called Post-Debate Interview, Heartbreaking Up Close. Attorney Ty Clevenger files to hold FBI in contempt for defying court orders in Seth Rich's case. That's going to come back too. Well, it already is. There you go. We're going to find out eventually, right? Apparently, China strikes back, slaps 84% retaliatory tariffs on the US goods in direct response to Trump. And this is the acting IRS commissioner who resigned in protest after DHS reached a historic deal with her agency to aid Trump deportation efforts. Yeah, no, it's a bit because they're about to investigate where all the money, how much money is going to these people. Yep. What else have we got? The dire wolf revived after 12,500 years. I heard something on that this morning. What the fuck is going on with that? They're playing Jurassic Park, apparently. The world's smartest investors are bypassing all stocks and instead opting for mailbox money through oil royalties, a form of passive income. What's going on about there? Okay. This doesn't... Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just a video. I can't play that. No, Democrats. Trump didn't kill drug research. Here's what actually happened at the NIH. What actually happened at the NIH? They fired a lot of useless people. Democrats are up in arms accusing President Trump of the Department of Government Efficiency of cutting drug research funding. Social media is flooded with dramatic claims, photos of sick children, stories of desperate patients, each suggesting that Trump has cut off their last hope. The truth, however, is far less dramatic. Really. Okay, they do this to pull at your heartstrings, to get you all emotional and fighting for the Democrats. The Trump administration has indeed pushed aggressive cost-cutting across federal agencies, including the National Institutes of Health, which funds a large share of America's drug research. But contrary to the headlines, there's no blanket halt on medical research, far from it. Studies continue under other federal programs and through robust private funding, supporting everything from cancer breakthroughs to rare disease therapies. What the administration has done is implement targeted policies like capping overhead costs and temporarily pausing some grant reviews that have caused confusion, delays, and loud complaints from researchers and critics. But they haven't shut down research altogether. The real story is in February 2025, the NIH proposed capping indirect costs, expenses like lab maintenance and utilities at 15%, down from the usual 27 to 30%. That move would cut about $4 billion annually from the $9 billion typically allocated for such costs within the NIH's $35 billion grant budget, based on 2023 figures, adjusted slightly for 2025. Universities and hospitals quickly sounded the alarm warning of layoffs and stalled projects. Then on March the 5th, 2025, a federal judge in Boston issued a nationwide injunction, blocking the cuts after 22 Democratic-led states and research groups filed suit, citing bipartisan legislation that protects NIH funding. As of April the 3rd, the proposed cap remains tied up in court. No reductions have taken effect. Meanwhile, shortly after Trump's inauguration, the NIH temporarily froze most grant review meetings, stalling roughly $1.5 billion in new research funding. It wasn't a budget cut, it was a bureaucratic slowdown triggered by new oversight protocols. So there you go. Okay? It's pretty much the short of it. Short and long of it. Long and short of it. I don't know. I'm in a weird mood today. It must be because I've been up since 4 a.m. Why? Okay. Oh. California soccer coach charged with molestation and murder of a 13-year-old boy unmasked as an illegal alien. Okay. And the rest we pretty much know. Okay. Let's go into the comments. Oh, thank you for dropping a like, John Paul. I appreciate that. Can everyone hit the like for me? If you can, it'd be great. I'd really appreciate that. Going to read some of the comments. Oh, here we go. We're back at the beginning. Okay, Alex said, Labor government and Jess Phillips dropping all the child gang rape cases is weighing on my mind. It makes me sick. Oh, no. Alex said, there's such an evil agenda and I can't wait for Judgment Day for all these evil monsters. Deb J said, what the fuck is wrong with England? Terrible government. Makes me sick too, Alex. Yeah, I feel sorry for the English, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, overrun in their own countries. They're only small countries too, mind you. Paul said, I'm disgusted. Deb J said, assholes. Alex said, yes, Paul, and they've gone on holiday now too. Bastards, a lot of them. Oh, no. Deb J said, compromised. Alex said, me too. Fuming, Paul. Hey, J1, how you going? Paul said, Muslims rule England. That's sad, isn't it? Timmy, how you going? Good to see ya. Deb J said, hi, J1, we have a good family here. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Alex said, I might need a doctor's appointment with you after this, Timmy. Yeah, I need one too, actually. Okay, get in line, Alex. I'm joking. Alex said, I know, it makes me sick that the muzzies are allowed to get away with it, and why I think there is obviously an agenda, Paul. No, you can go first, Alex, if you want. Deb said, so do we have. D. Lee said, hello, Heaven, everyone. How you going, D. Lee? Stuart, how you going? Alex, it might be worth you going live a bit earlier if you're up to it, Hev, especially for us in the UK. Bloody time change means your lives now start at midnight for the next 6 months. Oh, no. I thought that would happen. Yeah, well, if I keep waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I might start them back at 8 o'clock. Oh, dear God. I was sitting here waiting, just going, oh, da, 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 da. Yeah, so anyway. Deb J said, when we're done with Trump, he needs to help out you guys. Yes, exactly. I'd like to adopt him for a while into Australia. Oh. Or he can send someone he trusts. No, we need Trump. We actually need Trump. Deb said, some people are just more important than us plebs, obviously. Stuart's giving exes, kisses, I think. Alex said, I don't feel sorry for anyone that backs all the evil going on. Neither do I, Alex. Shannon said, g'day from the Riverland, South Australia. G'day, Shannon. Paul said, Muzzie's outbreed us 10 to 1. Yep. Deb said, what? Wood grows on trees? Yeah, that guy didn't seem to know that wood grows on trees, mate. He says you're going to have to produce wood now. Yeah, the trees do that. You just cut it down. Tim S. said, we have so much lumber available in the West, the forests need to be thinned out. Well, exactly. Look, give me a forest and I'll thin some out and build a house on it. No, I don't mean give me. I mean, I need enough money to buy myself some land or I'm screwed. Alex said, yes, this has always worried me over the last 15 years. I could see this sort of thing coming a mile off. The only chance I've got of buying land is if crypto just starts flying. And by the way, while it dipped yesterday, I bought a little bit more. Thank you, Timmy. I'm investing. I'm trying to invest. Okay. Shannon said, listening, but we're trying to fall asleep. Got to wake up early to pick up the girls at the bus stop after school. Oh, God, love you. Deb said, charming, Virginia. J1 said, the loony left. Alex said, I don't trust Virginia as far as I could throw her. I thought those bruises were enhanced by a filter, and now she had a court case on the 9th. Now blamed her husband. I think she's the abuser. Yeah, I think she's like, look, I haven't trusted her since she went on Sean Atwood's show, so I don't trust anyone who goes on there now. I can't. I'm just like, if you can't tell that guy's a fake, then I question your judgment. Yeah, that's how it is. Okay. Deb Jones said VG equals liar. Deb said, sweet dreams, Shannon. Conchega Yowie, how you going? Conchega asked Shannon, are you ex-Navy? You're flying the white ensign. Deb said, delusional, I think. Alex said, I don't trust it when I first heard, but I was willing to give the benefit of the doubt. Now it's blazingly obvious that she's run out of money and she's on the scrounge. Probably. Deb said, airbag crash. Sherry, how you going? Sherry, good to see ya. Deb J said, Conchega, he's surrendering. Shannon said, what are you on about, Yowie? Dealey said, Sherry, hello. Oh, everyone's saying hello to Sherry. Alex said, I feel sorry for those who have genuinely been abused and who she may have recruited, as I think she ended up joining the dark side. That's my thoughts too, Alex. She was part of it. Virginia Giuffre was part of it. She was recruiting. How is that not being part of it? Anyway. Conchega said, Deb J, not with a white ensign. Okay. Paul said, what about toilets dual flush? Yeah, hopefully that goes away and we just have the single good flush. Sherry said, hello, Deb and D. Lee. Yeah, I never use half flush anyway. Fuck them. Seriously, sorry. But, yeah, no. J1 said, Alex, yes, it's a tangled web. Deb said, landlord did it when they paid for water. Yeah, this house hasn't been done, which is a good thing. Deb said, yes, Alex, I think you're right. Alex said yes, and she definitely weaved it to deceive. All her hens are coming home to roost. Shannon said, Trump, 5D chess master. I think so. Night-night, Shannon. Dealey said, take care and sleep well, Shannon. Everyone's saying good night, Shannon. Alex said, they always use our money. I can't wait till it's all out in the open and our so-called elite are now desperate. Yep, they are. Sorry, I had to try and... I've got to try and burp. Hang on a sec. I'm going to mute the microphone, hopefully. No, I coughed instead. There you go. I don't know how that works. Alex said, you're not going, are you? If so, God bless. Take care. See you soon. J1 said, Albo, still no phone call. Ah, there you go. Yep, thumbs it up. Thank you kindly. Very much. Thank you. I appreciate the thumbs up, guys. Lady Stardust said, China has to refund all our losses from unleashing the virus. Yeah, watch what happens. It's getting interesting. Deb said Salisbury. J1 said build a wall. Lady Stardust said they have to go back under Jassara. Paul said Auburn, New South Wales, Muslim Central. Yes, not only Auburn, Lakemba, that like probably Lidcombe. I'd say there's a few of them around that area. Alex said Birmingham's always been a dump, but now it's gotten out of control. Instead of taking their shit to the dump, they're slinging it out on the street. Totally smelly shithole in Port, the third world. We've become the third world, yep. Alex said, I'm probably on another list now. Aren't we all? You're not living unless you're on some kind of list, Alex. Don't worry. Lady Stardust said, hi, fellow tinfoil hatters. Hey, going? Alex said, if you don't hear from me for a few weeks, you know they've locked me up for pointing out the obvious. Yep. J1 said, I've got a tiny foil tuxedo. Oh, Alex said, it really is. No one wants to address the elephant in the room. I'm sick of it, Deb. Deb said, I laughed at that, Alex, but it's a scary thing going on. Lady Stardust said, tiny was a good image. Alex said, you have to laugh. If not, we'd cry. It's gotten out of control, Deb. Alex said, it's being allowed to happen. Alex said, all part of their sick agenda, but it's all being exposed for all to see in the most stinkiest way. Most fitting. Hey, Jason, how you going? Good to see ya. J1 said, Treasury is being tokenised as well. Paul said, I think Alex has basically had a fucking gutful. Oh, haven't we all at this point? Mm-hmm. Jason said, Trump handling this like a boss. The stock market jumped back up today when the deal was made and the ones who played. Yes, exactly. Menacing Muskrat, hey, going? Two times trying to catch up. Oh, I'm going to sound funny on 2 times speed. Like a chipmunk. Maybe not. Lady Stardust said, check out the song by the Levelers Band. Deb said, so some people have lost money, so they complain about Trump's action, but then said they get it back in 6 months, so I can't understand why they're complaining. We did not get anything back last time. Lady Stardust said, levelling the land and who the original levelers were. Okay, hang on, I've got to write that down. The Levelers Band. Okay. Lady Stardust said levelling the land and who the original levelers were. Yep, I read that. Hello, Menacing Muskrat. J1 market up and down like a pawn shop. Yeah, pretty much. Jason said I was buying ounces of gold back in the mid-90s for around $370. And in 1999, I bought a bunch at $250 an ounce. It's up 12 times what I bought it for. Well done. Ahead of the curve, mate. Deb said Ronald Reagan did it. Gross. Alex said, I never backed Ukraine as I knew what happened in 2014. My ex was there and witnessed it at the time. He was in Russia at the time and said there were rocket launches in the woods. Deb said, elbow bottom friend. Timo said, Zelensky looks a bit to be a bottom one, methinks. Baiting Hev to discuss the dangers of butt sex again. Do you really want to hear? Do you really want to hear my opinion on butt sex? Don't do it, guys. What are you, insane? Are you a sodomite? No, don't do it, right? It's an outlet, not an inlet. Okay, there's places made for that shit, right? Literally. Alex said he was there for football match and they were made to change stadiums because the Ukrainians trying to fight. There you go, Tim. I gave it a bit. Oh dear. J1. Deb said J1 or a bride's nightie. Alex said I reckon Zelensky takes it up the rear end. He's probably going to need a nappy. I wonder if he wears a nappy in those pants of his. That's probably why he dresses the way he does. Deb said, oh my God, Timmy. Deb J's laughing. Alex said he loves to dance in heels, probably had backdoor reconstruction and why he needs all that money. And nappies. Don't forget nappies, Alex. Deb said, Albo, friend of Zelensky. Oh, they're all bed friends, mate. Rear-ended bed friends. Deb J said, traitors all. Hi, Lucette, how you going? Deb said, Trudeau, or is that a Turdberg? Alex said, they're all filthy backdoor monsters. Yes, they are, including Trudeau. A lot of them. Deb said, yes, thinking about breakfast. And yeah, my stomach's been thinking about breakfast for a couple of hours now. Oh, Alex said, take an intermission and get something to eat, Hev. We love the koala and kangaroo video. Yeah, no, I've got to ring Timmy. I've got to discuss some things. And I won't be doing that today, unfortunately. Menacing Muskrat said Trump is doing what Kennedy tried to do. Trump needs our prayers. DS is freaking out. JFK Jr. is riding shotgun. Definitely. Deb said, poke my eye out, please. Deb said, insanity, so I can vote too. Lisette said, hello, everyone who said hello to me. Deb J said, yes, twin, throw in a vote. J1 said, I bought the dip. Alex said, that's another list I'm on. Oh. Yeah, if you can hit the thumbs up for me, guys, I'd appreciate that. J1 said, I'm up. Deb said, look, I found more thumbs. In every colour, Deb. Alex said, sick bastards in England are constantly protecting pedos. Deb said, Kennedy is their undoing. Alex said, they call it leadership, but they have only led the nations into demise. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. Deb said, do not use hairdryer in the tub. Yeah, that one, Deb. Paul said it's worldwide, hun, Alex. Yeah, Deb. Deb said, don't eat the shampoo. Yeah, it's not for consuming. Hey, Pat, little waving hand. J1 said, don't eat yellow snow. Yeah, that's a obvious one. Don't eat yellow snow, whatever you do, guys. Deb said, Big Mike's bigger than Obama. Probably. I wonder if they wear nappies too. Now I'm wondering who wears nappies. Oh. Menacing Muskrat said 36,000 died building the Panama Canal. There you go. That's how many died. Deb J said, J1, I don't eat any snow. Alex said, Obama definitely ate yellow snow. Paul said, Obama's chef ate water. Yeah. Haven't heard any more about that. Deb said, freezer snow is good. Alex said, not to mention the Hoover Dam, Menacing Muskrat. Deb said, not. Yes, Hoover Dam. Alex said, so many people lost their lives over greed. So sad. Alex said, apparently the first and last man who worked on the Hoover Dam were father and son. Oh, wow. Deb said, it's a bit ironic to think that they were populating and now they're depopulating. Menacing Muskrat said, they are Nephilim statues guarding the Hoover Dam. Alex said, same day, 13 years apart, they died. Oh, wow. Deb said, yes, I saw the little cubs. Alex said, I've seen that. I don't think it's going to be long before they're locked up. Nephilim are going to be released, Menacing Muskrat. Menacing Muskrat said, same thing with the Three Valley Gorges Dam, lots of human sacrifices. Oh, and there it's jumped. Oh, I'm here somewhere. There we go. Deb said Trump is stopping drug making. They've been using the same tactic all along. Alex said fighting for the Democrats is like sifting through a pile of shit. Same as all the MPs here in the UK, all as shit as each other. J1 said Trump approved right to try. Their story doesn't add up as usual. Deb said the very sad part of the dams. Deb said, I'm still waiting for my breakfast to make itself. I wish mine would while I'm streaming. Deb said we could have a 4 a.m. show too. Alex said, I am too, Hev, feeling extra mad. Must be something in the air. Deb said we could use more thumbs up. Thank you all so very much. J1 said smiley face in the sky, 27th of April. Deb said I do too, waiting for Hev shows. Oh, God love you. Menacing Muskrat said 4:55 p.m. here. Alex said these muzzies are gone from safe countries like France and Germany, who are much larger than the UK because UK government bend over and hand it all over. Yep. Deb said Adelaide was moist yesterday. Alex said we can go together. Have group doctor session with Timmy. J1 said Canada supplies 1 stick of timber for every 10 in the US. $7 billion. Wow. Alex said, I don't have a problem with anyone who wants to come here for a new life of safety, but it seems they're all coming over here and bringing all their mess with them. Deb said, I'm happy to say the old fella Stormy is happy with the glycinate vitamin, improved sleep, better mood. Thank you to our Dr. Timmy. Deb said, oh my God, Hev, I can imagine you fighting with a full or half button. Yeah, I just don't touch the half button. Fuck the half button, mate. Seriously. Alex said, it's becoming suffocating to live here and turning our beautiful countryside into a shit pit. Yep, exactly, Alex. Deb said, so true, Alex. Pat said, has anyone seen any research on in vitro babies as they grow? I have 2 grandsons who were invited. One is having big issues. Oh, really? No, I haven't. Pat? In vitro babies. You have 2 grandsons who are in vitro? Is that what you're saying? One is having big issues? Alex said, big up to those on the list. On a list. Any list. J1 said, Alex, targeted individual is real. Deb said, keep them in our prayers, Pat. Definitely. Deb said, we're all in the club. The list club. Alex said, you aren't wrong, Paul. When I heard that Jess Phillips scrapped the child abuse inquiry, I've gone on the rampage. She's supposed to protect children according to a job title. Fucking joke. Deb said, so sorry, Alex. The country was very beautiful. Hello, Mr. Edwin. How you doing? Blessings to you too. God love you. Alex said, no uppity bummy. No uppity bummy. No, none of that. Edwin said, God bless all. God bless you too, Edwin. Deb said, has anyone noticed the McDonald toy that's purple look a bit like a plug? Oh, no. Yeah, they probably all go in there to buy them. I don't know. Edwin is blessing Alex at the moment. D. Lee said, may God continue to bless you abundantly, Edwin. Definitely. Menacing Muskrat said, maybe that's why Zelensky always dresses in puke green. Just saying. Maybe. So you can try and cover it up. Maybe. Everyone's blessing each other. Oh, Deb said, hello, Mr. Edwin. Please forgive us for our potty speech today. Thank you kindly for joining us just the same. And Edwin said, Miss Deb, blessings always. All is well, thanks. Deb said, we're putting our foot down. Thank you, Mr. Edwin. Hoping you're well. Alex said, I can set up a private StreamYard. Dr. Tim G chat have. I don't know. Maybe. Deb said, I really enjoy the after show with Alex. Alex said, I'll send you the link, Hev. Deb's laughing at me. Alex said, me too, Deb. We can go again if you like, Deb. I need some like-minded chat. Yeah, I need to go to bed soon. I've been up since 4 a.m. and I'm so tired. I don't know. I get tired easy. Deb said they need a bigger toy then. Deb J said, I'm out, guys. Much love to you all. You too, Deb J. Have a good one. Thiele said, take care, Deb 2.0. Tim S said, the butt plug looking McDonald's character is called Grimace. Yeah, well, I thought Grimace was purple, and I was thinking, surely not, maybe. Look it up. Okay, hang on. Purple toy from Macca's. Purple toy from... One finger was a bit quicker than the other then. McDonald's. Can I spell McDonald's? No. Probably not. Oh, yes, I did. Come on. Give me images. Okay. Why is my internet so slow? It's not bringing anything up. Like, there's heaps of... Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, that first one. They're using that as a butt plug now, are they? Surely not. Maybe. I don't know. Holy shit. Oh, dear. Which one? Hang on. There's lots of purple toys from McDonald's. Must be one of these ones. It has to be. But if they use that... Seriously. It's got bits sticking out, mate. Oh, dear. I think I should shush before I make things worse. Okay. Yeah, Tim S. said the butt plug looking McDonald's character is called Grimace. Okay. Alex is laughing. I bet it is, Timmy. Timmy said, lol, look it up. I did. There you go. Deb said, thank you, Timmy. Now we know why. J1 said, Deb desensitising children to the trannies like their story time. Deb said, I'm pissing myself laughing. Paranormal Oz, how you going? Good to see ya. I'm well. Hope you're well. D-Lee said, what's the grimace? Deb said, bad boy toy will have it, Hev. Bad boy toy will have it. Tim S. said, properly named grimace. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Paranormal Oz said, geez, every time I get here it's tranny back doors, now butt plugs. Oh, dear. Tim S. started it. I'm going to blame Tim S. Deb said, McDonald's kids meal. Alex said, grimace is a twisted expression of a person's face. Deb said, yes, stop. Tim S. said, I'll let you know about an after show, Alex. Alex said, probably where they were sticking it. Oh, no. Anyway, with that, guys, I think I should wrap it up before I say anything else rude. I don't like the conversation I'm going down. I don't like the avenue the conversation is going. Okay, anyway, guys, much love. And I'm probably going to have tomorrow off. And then we'll be back on Saturday. And Timmy is ringing. Timmy will be ringing in on Saturday. We'll be having a Rumble show on Saturday because I missed last week. So we're having an early one this week. Okay, guys, much love. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.